Good morning, and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11, and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at the pitching for today, the 27th of August. It is Thursday, and we had to have just a 2-game day slate, 5-game main slate. Getting this video out the night before, actually, as I'm heading out of town, and I will not be anywhere near a computer or cell service for multiple days, so this is the last video for the week, and I'll get back to you on Monday. This is obviously a first look since the slate doesn't start for another 20 hours. I am going to look at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you play in FanDuel, cut my pool in half or so. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. It allows you to get stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. Now, I was going to include this 2-gamer just because, like, on a 2-game slate, you're just playing everybody, and you're making stands, right? Like, you're just kind of ranking the pitchers in order, and you're going to spread out your ownership, kind of amongst that ranking. Uh, Trevor Rogers, easily the best actual pitcher, might have the most upside, but like Jake Irvin might actually have it in his matchup. But to be honest, I think the one I'm most intrigued about is Gabriel Hughes. There's some talent here. That Washington lineup is pretty weak overall. He shut down this Washington lineup in Coors already this season, so I realize his overall numbers don't look great, and he's actually been pretty bad on the road, but I wonder if Gabriel Hughes is the most important pitcher on this little slate. I think the majority are just going to go Trevor Rogers and Jake Irvin. Not sure about Herpy. There isn't any news to it, so this could be a fluid situation. They might choose to go somewhere else on Thursday, so we'll have to pay attention to that. Baltimore's been starting to swing it pretty well, so it is kind of a question mark. I would think that Baltimore's probably my favorite stack on that slate, but switching over to this main slate, it's a stud pitching at the top, right? Mizorowski, Chris Sale, Yamamoto, even Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole at 8,500, super interesting to me. Essentially 28 plus fantasy points in 4 out of his last 6 starts. 2 earned or fewer in 5 straight and 6 of 7. Like, he's just coming in perfect form. I shouldn't say perfect, in strong form. I think the overall matchup is probably pretty good. Most of the Astros, I think, are pretty off against him or weak against him. His home numbers are phenomenal. His ERA definitely shouldn't be over 3, given the 192 average against plus an 0.87 whip. Just 7 walks so far. I think it's just a good spot to be on Garrett Cole, and I have a feeling he's like the lowest owned of these 4 guys. Obviously, this early, we don't really have ownership projections, so I could be completely wrong when the slate comes around, but I would think he's probably the lowest owned. The guy that I like the least of these top 4 would be Yamamoto. Nothing wrong against him. He could certainly put up 30. He has been better on the road as well, but I think I just trust Atlanta's offense a little bit more than the other ones. Even though Chris Sale's taking on the Dodgers, and some of the Dodgers do have good numbers against them, they've kind of been struggling a little bit lately. Chris Sale's been elite at home. The Dodgers without Andy Pages, one of their most important hitters against left-handed pitching. I think Chris Sale is just super interesting. Obviously, the Miz is far and away the best option on the slate. It's been over 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks since he put up 30. Weird to say that, but he was solid against the Mets, but only threw 4 innings. I think that was one of those starts where he only went 65 pitches. But yeah, it's just impossible to not want to play Miz. His numbers are insane on the road. His numbers are insane, period. But just 3 home runs allowed in 61 road innings this season. Average against of 144 on the road. Just obviously the top guy, but any combination of these top 4 make a ton of sense. Landon Rope gets a pitch in San Francisco. We were going to use him on Wednesday. This is a worse matchup, and he's had some walk issues. I would plan on sprinkling him in a little bit, but like there's just not as much K upside for this matchup. Big difference between facing Arizona and facing Cincinnati, like we originally were planning. He's made 3 starts against them, ERA approaching 6, WHIP of 1.9. Just not great numbers at all. I think the best cheaper option is probably Noah Cameron, and that's rough because considering Toronto doesn't really strike out all that much. But his numbers have been phenomenal on the road, and Toronto's definitely weaker now. So I do like the upside. Maybe he might not really have the 40 upside in this particular matchup, but I think there's enough upside for him to compete for SP2 if a couple of these guys up top falter. The other guy that would consider is Sean Manaea because I do like left-handed pitching against Milwaukee. Now, some of Milwaukee's bats are heating up a little bit. There's a couple guys that have real strong BVP against them, etc. But I think there's enough upside. He's not really somebody I want more than like 10 to 12% on this slate, but he is somebody that we need to mix in just in case things go a little haywire, which can always happen because you do have the Dodgers in Atlanta for offenses. It is Yankee Stadium for Garrett Cole, and I mean, the Miz the last time only threw 62 pitches against the Mets. So if something were to pop up like that, that's kind of why we include a couple of these other guys just in case. I have no interest in Wisniewski. He's coming off a really strong start, but that was against a really weak Athletics team. Arrighetti, I would just rather play Cameron on the other side. His debut with Toronto was not very strong either, so no reason to go there, and Cabrera is just not an option for me at all. But there we have it. There's kind of our first look at all the pitching on Thursday. If you enjoyed what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell, and get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., there will be a link in the description below. You can use promo code BOOK, that's BOOK, for 20% off any membership on the website. And there's a link to our merch store. You can check out my design, some of the other stuff we have. And as always, best of luck, everybody. Best of luck this weekend.